In the near future, a solar flare has destroyed the Earth's ozone layer. Now the Earth is uninhabitable. Sandstorms are raging in the world, and all living things that fall under the sun's rays are quickly destroyed. The man Finch survived. He uses a special suit that indicates the level of radiation and protects from the sun. He also has a small robot, Dewey, with which he searches the store for supplies. Once the building has been explored, Finch heads to the next one, which is marked on his map. The suit warns that a storm will begin soon. This causes Finch to speed up and drive out of town. His base is located in an old laboratory. The couple enters the complex, after which Finch closes the door. He processes the suit and cleans the robot. However, he cannot do anything about his health. And although he survived, every day the radiation poisons his body. He has very little time left to live. At the very bottom, the dog Goodyear was waiting for him. Finch gives her all the food he found and pours himself one glass of water. But a can of peaches is incredibly tempting. Still, Finch gives himself a promise and uses it only on a special day. Now, he has a very important task to create a robot that will look like a person, so that he can keep an eye on Goodyear when Finch dies. The robot takes each book and adds to its database. Before going to bed, Finch read a book about radiation. He realizes that his life is coming to an end. We need to speed up development. He didn't have any extra cameras. He takes them from DeWin, but promises to give them new ones when the opportunity arises. The new robot understands what Finch is saying, but is unable to respond due to defects. Finch quickly fixes everything, and now the robot has the ability to speak. He calls himself Jeff. Finch loaded it with a lot of rules. Like, for example, not harming people and protecting Goodyear. When suddenly the light disappears. Finch has to climb onto the windmill and restore power. Storms can be seen in the distance. Finch connects Jeff to the weather tower. And now they have the data. It's time for this storm to last for more than 40 days. Alas, they cannot wait out the storm in this bunker. They simply don't have supplies. Finch eats the peaches and chooses a place for them to go. All that remains is to give Jeff arms and legs. At first, the robot constantly stumbled. But after a couple of attempts, I'm more or less stabilized. And for Dew, he pulls out a security camera. Already in the car, Finch talks about the times when the world was completely normal. Jeff feels that something is wrong with him. Let's go to a safe distance. I'll take a look. They make it to town, where Finch fixes Jeff up. And since they are already in the city, they need to look for supplies. The cinema was locked, but for Jeff, the rest of the chains were not a problem at all. There were popcorn kernels inside. Finch shows Jeff how hot the sun is. But the joy quickly ends when a storm appears on the horizon. We need to leave urgently. However, it is not possible to go too far. They secure the car with cables. And because of his health, Finch has a hard time getting roots down. Jeff asks Finch to get in the car. He'll totally handle it. The windows are closed with steel shutters. This helps contain flying debris. The storm was so strong that almost all the cables were torn out. Only one survived. That's what Jeff directed. The tire went down, and even though they don't have a jack, they do have Jeff. Thanks to this, Finch replaced the tire. Strength is running out. Finch decides to take a break. As the first rays of sunlight appear, Finch straightens the solar panels. The relationship between Jeff and Goodyear did not work out. The dog constantly barks at him, but Finch says not to worry. Goodyear just needs more time to trust him. Jeff wonders, what is trust? Finch isn't quite sure how to describe it, and he simply tells this story from work. Then he worked in a company with a weak team. Finch solved the problem himself, but praised absolutely everyone. And everyone was happy about it. Finch gets sick. He needs to take a break. He parks next to a cafe, where he enters without a suit. Finch hears the dogs barking, who don't want to go out with Jeff. Finch takes the leash and asks Jeff to wait in the car. Because of this, Jeff wanted to understand how to operate the car by creating a small accident. Finch runs out to hear the noise. The dog ran after him and almost walked out into the sun. But Finch managed to grab her. He asks Jeff to return the car. Jeff crashes again. This forces Finch to show how the sun affects them, which is why they can't walk in the sun like Jeff does. Already on the road, Finch notices that Jeff is upset. To cheer him up, he offers to teach him how to drive. And at night, the sunshine appeared above them. Jeff wonders if the sun is dangerous. Why not travel at night? Finch replies that if there are any other survivors left in the world, they could easily attack them. A new day is coming. Finch felt even worse. After applying a wet rag, Jeff gets back behind the wheel and drives into town, where robots go out on a mission. They didn't even suspect that they were being followed. The robots split up. Jeff found a lockbox full of food. The mini-robot also found supplies. But it was a trap. The trap cuts the robot. Finch comes to his senses. Not seeing the robots, he has to put on a suit and go out in search of them. Deuce showed signs of life. However, Finch will not be able to fix it. And to what extent he has to turn off the power. He then finds Jeff, whom he scolds for his rash actions. Hearing the noise, the couple tries to escape. Finch struggles down the stairs. But still they leave without noticing another car. It was only at night that Finch saw the tail. Since Jeff has night vision, they can turn off their headlights. Finch orders us to enter a dark tunnel. Jeff understands that their size will not allow this. But there is no stopping Finch. Solar panels turn to dust. But the pursuer passed. But if he stopped, Finch would have to use his gun. Finch gives up. He no longer believes that they will be able to get to San Francisco. Jeff tries to encourage Finch, which tells about the beginning of the end of the world. Then he went into the store where there was another couple. The woman told her daughter that as soon as she saw a person, she should immediately eliminate him. This caused Finch to squeeze himself behind a shelf. And then the bandit appeared. The couple tried to defend themselves, but nothing worked. He found Goodyear in the girl's backpack, and he promised to protect him. The next day, Finch slept, and Jeff drove on. The computer says there is no harmful ultraviolet radiation, while a butterfly crashes into the windshield. Finch can't believe what he's seeing. Moreover, he calmly goes out into the sun. The entire area is covered with yellow flowers and grass. This is the first time in so long that Finch can have a picnic. Jeff wonders why one card is signed by Finch's father. Then he reveals that he left before Finch was born. He was developing bridges, which is why he was constantly at work. At age 15, Finch received a postcard. The man was hoping to see Finch. That's why he bought this suit. But still it is unlikely that he will be able to see each other. Jeff says the Golden Gate Bridge is 18 hours away. But Finch is sure he will die very soon. And while he's still alive, he shows Jeff how to play with a dog. Jeff also throws the ball, which Goodyear takes to Finch. Suddenly he feels bad. A couple of hours later, Finch dies. Jeff buries a friend. He doesn't understand what to do now. But when he sees Goodyear, he understands everything. Now he takes care of him. Jeff gives him food and throws the ball. This time Goodyear brought the ball back. After which they get to San Francisco. The photographs contain messages about other survivors. So Jeff got another goal. Find other people